Hey toy fans, Rob here, back with another Minimates video for you guys. Now please forgive the review station here. I haven't been doing this lately, and I had been taking some pictures on Instagram, doing park photos, so this is kind of what you're looking at here is the leftovers. You got some Minimates pieces off to here to the right, but I am super excited for this brand new set of Minimates Mighty Morphin Power Rangers figures. This box just came in the mail today. It is fantastic. It's got magnets in it, and you can see inside we have wave 1 of these Minimate figures with Tommy, Kimberly, Billy, and Alpha 5 from Season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. These figures look really cool on first glance. I am noticing a couple of things here. It'd be nice to have the red painted on the dragon helmet here, and Tommy's got a silver morpher instead of a gold one like he should, but looking at all the accessories we've got packed away in here, I am pretty excited to get inside this box set and check it out. The side of the package, you can show some pictures for the different characters in the box. The back of it, we've got a nice sort of throwback art style to the 90s Power Ranger toys, but also what Hasbro's been doing with their retro Mighty Morphin line. We even have, I believe that's Hasbro key art up here at the top. We're also noticing that the Minimates logo has actually been updated. I think this might be the first retail package that shows us that. There may have been another one before that, but that's definitely new for 2022. Anyway, back of the box here says, alien sorceress Rita Repulsa and her army of monsters have emerged from space to conquer Earth. All that stands in the way are 5 teenagers with attitude who draw on dinosaur powers to transform into the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So, pretty cool set here. Of course, this is Wave 1. We've got Tommy, Kimberly, Billy, and Alpha, as I've already said. Wave 2, we presume, is going to have Jason and Trini and Zach, and then a fourth figure, possibly Tommy as Mighty Morphin White, or maybe they'll just give us a Rita. Who knows? We'll see what they do with this here. But let's go ahead and get these guys out of the box and see what they're all about. Alright, toy fans, so I went ahead and set up a blank background there so we can get a better look at these figures in detail. But check out this tray. There is so much to see here. We've got, of course, the pink, the green, the blue, and Alpha, but we've got the power bow and arrow for the Pink Ranger. We've got a set of power lance for Billy, and then we even have the power lance fully connected, or extended rather, for Billy. We've got the actual power blaster with all of the individual weapons there. With Tommy, we've got the Sword of Darkness and his Dragon Dagger. And look, Hasbro can't even say this. We got all the different variations of the Blade Blaster, the first go-around with these Mighty Morphin Rangers. Diamond Select, as usual, has absolutely floored us with their accessories. I love that they always pay attention to that sort of stuff and that they really try to give us the biggest bang for our buck. Let me go ahead and get these guys separated from their tray. Alright, so here we have all of the Power Rangers Minimates out of their carton. As you can see, we'll start with Alpha 5 here. Standard Minimate form factor with a few customized pieces here on the wrist, on his waist and his shoulders. Even his head is a brand new mold. But the printing on this guy is just absolutely perfect. It looks just like he did on the show. And as we rotate him around, you're going to see he's even got the disc slot on his back and that, I don't know, almost Stormtrooper-like protrusion on the back of his waist. But a great looking minifigure. We'll move on to the Pink Ranger next. Kimberly has all of the detail that you would expect her costume to have as we rotate her all the way around. I mean, if you're a real stickler for show costume continuity, you'll see that she doesn't have a buckle on the back of her belt where they actually snapped it together, but that's fine with me. And then we are missing some gold paint on the pterodactyl eyes. Again, that's just kind of a nitpick. But otherwise, she's a great-looking figure. She's got her power bow with the red striping on it. It is designed to hold one arrow. It does not attach all the other weapons. But, of course, the power blaster itself is a separate thing that we'll look at in just a moment. She does have her holster here that she can put her blade blaster into. Right now, I've got it in there in neutral mode. We can actually remove her helmet. And I will say, of all the Minimates I've got, these are some of the tightest masks or helmets that I've seen. But you can pull that right off. And then we actually have a Kimberly hair sculpt, so you can stick that right there on her head. And that's how that works. So moving on from Kimberly, we will go ahead and take a look at Tommy. Now, Tommy, similarly, is missing some key elements to his costume. We already talked about the red diamond on the helmet, but he's also missing the black in the eyes for the dragon eyes, which is weird because his visor is actually painted, so I don't know why they skipped out on the eyes of the helmet. His dragon shield looks great. I do wish it had just a little bit more paint for the trident emblems or whatever that is. on the inside of the diamonds of his dragon shield. The bands on his arm are actually separate sculpted pieces, and of course we've talked about the Morpher being the wrong color, unfortunately. Again, no costume accurate buckle detail there on the back, but we do have the zip line for the dragon shield, so that's kind of funny. If you wanted to, you could potentially take off, these are Minimates of course, you could take off his arms and his head and transfer this dragon shield, which by the way does have, well, let's just go ahead and show you here, does have a white diamond underneath it, unlike what we saw with Hasbro's proper release of a Green Ranger. But we can go ahead and pull his helmet, or his head and helmet off too. It just pops right off. These are all ball joints. And then if we wanted to, we could stick this dragon shield on someone else, and he's just got the regular costume detail on underneath. Get that in here. That's getting a little stuck. Let me stare around my camera here for just a moment. Looks like these pieces underneath the arm are a little fragile. You'll probably want to baby them. I'm kind of sorry that I bent that one up the way I did just now. Be mindful of that. Those are a little fragile. But then, of course, with the Tommy head, we'll go ahead and put that back on. He has a separate hair piece as well. The hair piece itself is in a ponytail, which is, you know, how he looked in season 1 of the show. And of course, as it went on, as his hair got longer, he had a longer ponytail, but that is a nice shorter one to represent season 1. We'll put his arms back on later. Let me grab that dragon dagger that fell out of his holster. As you can see here, excellent detail. A lot of paint detail on this dragon dagger. We've got the gold painted. We don't quite have the dragon coin design on the dagger, but this thing is so tiny. I'm okay with it. And I do believe we're supposed to technically have gold on the tops of the buttons. Isn't that right? But outside of that, this is a fantastic looking little piece. And I love that it just fits right into his holster right here on the side. The belt sculpts for these guys are all the same, but they've designed them so that both the blade blasters and the dragon daggers fit into them. Now let's go ahead and move on to Billy. Billy is the tightest helmet that I have of all of these minifigures. You'll see, of course, we have the same thing where they don't have that like black thing on the back of the belt, but that's fine. He, of course, has his power lance fully connected and extended. You can, of course, have his power lances in his hands if you want to do that, just broken apart. They do actually have little holes drilled in them, which is a nice touch. The lances themselves also do not have the Triceratops coin on them. So again, these are so small, I'm okay with it. But let's go ahead and see what Billy looks like with his helmet off. And again, this one's a little tight. I'm going to have to take this one around the camera. There we go. I got the helmet off. Let's go ahead and get this out of his hands. It's kind of in my way anyway. But we have a very Season 1 looking Billy Crantson head right there. But then we also have a piece of hair that you can just stick right on there. And I'd say he looks pretty good as Billy. And then as far as the accessories go, of course, we talked about how we have the fully collapsed blade blaster. Let's get that out of there. There we go. And as you can see here, it's actually painted, which is nice. It's got about as much detail as you'd expect to see on a device this tiny. Of course, they could have painted the teeth on this thing and even the eye for the dinosaur head if you can find it on this thing. But otherwise, I mean, it looks really good. So that's the collapsed version. We, of course, have the blade extended mode, the sword version. Really, this should probably be silver, not white, but you know what? They put paint on it at all. I'm happy. And then we have the actual gun mode. And again, it looks fantastic. They could have put some eyes on there if they really wanted to, and I guess painted the teeth, but I think it's good enough as it is. And these all fit comfortably into your minifigure's hands. Let me just go ahead and show you here. The plastic for the hand is soft, so you can just go ahead and slide that in. And there we go. We've got Blue Ranger firing a blade blaster. So, great round of accessories. Now let's take a look at that power blaster. This is a true impressive feat here. The entire thing is sculpted very nicely. It does not separate, but we've got the paint detail for the bow. We've got the paint detail for the power sword. We've got the paint detail for the power axe, the Yellow Ranger's daggers, and Blue Ranger's lances. Now I will mention, if you look at this really closely, they did not hit the dagger with the gold for the Saber-Tooth Tiger coin, even though we still have it, amazingly, on the power lance pieces. And we have the Mastodon coin painted on the axe. We've got the Tyrannosaurus coin painted on the sword. So a little interesting that they didn't paint the coin on the daggers, but that's all right. It's a fantastic looking little piece. And of course, you could just have your minifigure. We'll give Alpha a chance to shine. Hold the base of the power axe. And there we go. Alpha is ready to save the day all on his own. Finally, one thing we'll look at here is the Sword of Darkness. Of course, lots of paint detail for such a small accessory. Like that it even has the tassel on there. Another fantastic accessory. Diamond Select really knows how to spoil us with these sort of details. In case you were curious, these minifigures do scale perfectly with all the other Minimates we've been receiving since 2002. So if you want to throw them with your X-Men, your Star Trek characters, Avengers, video games, whatever, these guys look great together. Well, there you have it, toy fans. That's my look at the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Minimates Wave 1 assortment of figures. Definitely check these guys out. Thank you for watching, toy fans. If you guys want to keep up with me, just check me out on Twitter and Instagram at D21Beast, and I'll see you guys next time.